Welcome to the call, everyone. We are so excited about the information we're going to share with you over the next few minutes. We're going to introduce you to an amazing staking platform called Origin LGNS. You have never seen anything quite like this, so pay close attention, ladies and gentlemen. Pull out a pen and a piece of paper, jot down notes, and if you've got a calculator, you want to pull it out because we're going to talk about finance, specifically compound interest working in your favor. So I'd like to welcome all of you to Origin LGNS Web3 staking. It's the power of decentralized finance. You're absolutely in the right place. With that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to talk about a concept called staking. Now, the thing you need to understand is that staking is not new. It is something that happens with cryptocurrency. I want you to think about this. If you've got a bank account and you deposit money in the bank, you know that the bank uses your money to make money for itself. They might loan it out to mortgages, car loans, whatever they do, trade it on the stock market, and they do quite well because they normally have the tallest buildings in any city, right? And so here's the thing. Those profits that they make, they don't share with us. They pay us as little as possible, right? Well, suppose when you deposited money in the bank, that they actually paid you and I a fair percentage of the profit that they would be making. That's what staking is like, ladies and gentlemen. Only thing you're not dealing with a bank at all is cryptocurrency. You become a partner of the protocol rather than a customer of the institution. Are you with me? So we're going to talk about staking right now. Now, here's a company out here. It's called Coinbase. Coinbase is sort of like a crypto bank. It's just like dealing with the bank, right? Only thing is cryptocurrency. Now, you can stake with them. The only problem is you're not going to get the full benefit because you're dealing with the middleman. We want to go direct to the source so we can have the maximum benefit. That's what this platform is going to show you and I how to do. But we're going to get started on this conversation by listening to a 20-second video about staking from Coinbase.
Did you know eligible Coinbase users can earn rewards by staking eligible assets? Staking is a process by which asset holders can earn rewards by helping verify transactions on a blockchain such as Ethereum, Solana, or Tezos. Rewards vary and are determined by the blockchain protocol, minus a Coinbase fee. Learn more about the benefits of staking on coinbase.com/earn. Start staking your eligible assets and earn rewards today.
All right. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to learn about the power of technology to allow you and I to create supplemental income without recruiting, without selling, and without trading. And it also gives us the ability to grow wealth long term without talking to anyone if you don't want to. Now, we're going to talk about the power of compound interest, which is the eighth wonder of the world, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to take a look at a few numbers here. If you could earn just 0.2540 compounded 3 times a day, how much interest could that produce over a 30-day period? Well, in this example, that's over 25.65% interest in just 30 days because it's compounding 3 times a day, ladies and gentlemen. In other words, $1,000 could grow into about $1,256, and $10,000 could grow into about $12,564 in the same 30-day period. All right, we're going to be talking about this in detail in just a few moments. Let's get into it. Now, the information provided here is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Participation in this crypto staking protocol involves risks. Cryptocurrency values can be volatile, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Staking rewards are not guaranteed and are subject to change based on network conditions, protocol parameters, and market fluctuations. This protocol does not constitute investment, financial, tax, or legal advice. Users should conduct their own research and consult with a qualified advisor before participating. By using this service, you acknowledge that you understand and accept these risks. You are solely responsible for your funds and decisions. The developers and participants of this protocol are not liable for any losses, damages, or adverse outcomes resulting from the use of this protocol. Participation is strictly by invitation only, and posting on social media is discouraged. As always, use caution and only stake what you can afford to lose. With that said, let's get right into it. So I want to talk with you about the new financial system, ladies and gentlemen, that was brought about because of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the new financial system. What am I talking about? Well, fiat currency is produced by the Federal Reserve. All right. And it's so interesting what's happening in the Federal Reserve in America right now. They can't even take those people out of their positions. They can't even put someone else there because the Federal Reserve is an independent institution. It's not a part of the government. Isn't that interesting? It's a conglomeration of banks. They run the Federal Reserve. Do your own research. But here's the thing. They can produce currency at will. The problem is it doesn't hurt them. It hurts us. We have to go out there and work for that money. It deflates the money that we work so hard for and that we work so hard to save. But cryptocurrency is just the opposite because it's produced in limited quantities. The more that people use it, it drives the value up. That's why one Bitcoin is worth over $115,000. Who would have thought? Cryptocurrency is the people's money. The problem is most people know very little about it. They've heard about it. They don't quite understand it. And more importantly, they don't own any and they're not benefiting from it. But we're going to talk about staking over the next few minutes. And there are 5 terms that you should know as we get into this topic. So what is staking exactly? You're going to learn about decentralized finance, better known as DeFi. We're going to discuss decentralized autonomous organization, known as a DAO, and we're going to talk about smart contracts. Let's get into it. So what is staking, you might be asking? Well, imagine that you have some money, but instead of letting it sit in your wallet doing nothing, you put it in a type of a savings account where the bank rewards you with interest. But again, we're not talking about a bank at all. We're talking about cryptocurrency, and it works similar to that. So how does staking work exactly? Well, you deposit crypto. Your crypto helps secure a specific network. The blockchain network uses your staked crypto to validate transactions and to keep everything running smoothly. You get rewards in return for staking. The network rewards you and I with more cryptocurrency, just like earning interest in a bank. How do you make money from staking? You earn new coins. The network regularly pays you a percentage of your staked crypto as a reward. And then there's compound growth. Your deposits grow even more over time because of compounding. And then there's price growth. If the value of the cryptocurrency increases, your stake assets and rewards also become more valuable. In a nutshell, staking is a great way to earn extra money with your crypto while you do nothing. It's like a magic piggy bank that brings you more coins just for keeping them inside, but with access to your funds 24/7, 365. You could withdraw all of your staked crypto at any time. It'll be in your wallet within seconds, or even a portion of it. That's entirely up to you. So you've always got complete access to all of your money. So what is decentralized finance? Well, better known as DeFi, it's a way that you and I can use money and financial services like saving, borrowing, investing, and earning interest without needing a bank or a middleman. Instead, it runs on a secure network called the blockchain, which allows people to deal directly with each other using cryptocurrency. Think of it like this. Instead of going through a bank to send money, earn interest, or get a loan, DeFi lets you and I do it using our phone or our computer. It is faster, it is cheaper, and often 24/7 without asking permission from anyone. It's money for the people, run by computer code, not corporations. It's the future of finance that's happening right now that most people know very little about. So what is a DAO? A decentralized autonomous organization. It's like an online community where rules are written in computer code. Instead of one person making all the decisions, the group decides together using blockchain technology. The rules and decisions are locked into a secure system that can't be changed behind anyone's back. Imagine a club that runs itself. No managers, no middleman, just members who vote on the direction of the group. Everything is transparent, it's automated, and it's based on what the majority agrees to do. So what is a smart contract? A smart contract is like a digital vending machine that runs on the blockchain. You put something in, like money or crypto, and if the right conditions are met, it automatically does what it's programmed to do. No person needed to approve or to run it. It's a self-executing agreement, ladies and gentlemen, built with code instead of lawyers, is trustworthy, is automatic, and it is tamper-proof. Very exciting. So what makes this different? We're talking about Origin LGNS. First of all, This development team is highly experienced and talented, ladies and gentlemen. They created a prior project called Olympus Ohm that is still running and has been running for 4 years. We're going to take a close look at it tonight. But tonight's project that we're focused on is called Longinus LGNS. This project has been running successfully for over 18 months without a CEO, without a headquarters, and yet, as of today, the project and the community continues to grow, ladies and gentlemen. What we're about to show you is real and it is long term. For example, numbers don't lie. $329 million in the liquidity pool. There's over $3 billion in the market cap. Over $47 billion is traded of this cryptocurrency every single day. And there are over 1.23 million wallets in this platform from individuals all around the world. The contract itself is verified, it's audited by two renowned authorities, and it is renounced, meaning the developers can't go in, they can't change anything, and they cannot touch the money, ladies and gentlemen. You can withdraw your entire balance or any part of it at any time. It'll be in your wallet within seconds. And this platform includes a bonus drawing pool that pays out millions of dollars every single week, and an optional referral program with unlimited personal referrals and 15 levels deep that you can qualify for should you decide to share this with others, but you don't have to. All this without any human intervention whatsoever. All right. So we're looking at the contract right now. It is called Origin, and I want you to take a look at some numbers. First thing I want you to see the treasury balance is over $340 million in DAI, ladies and gentlemen. There are over 241 million LGNS staked here, and the treasury has over $3 billion. That is where the rewards, the compounding, are paid out of that fund, and this money is locked. It cannot be touched, and that is verified. I also want you to see the current APY is over 1,500% a year. What does that mean? The potential for a fixed 15x gain, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about your money growing 15 times, multiplying 15 times. Now that is huge, right? Absolutely. All right, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to go to an information website, which makes it simple for you to do your due diligence because it's going to provide you with all of the resources to save you time. That website is called plantofreedom.info. Go ahead and write that down. I hope you got a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to want to jot down a few notes. Plantofreedom.info. So stand by while I change my screen. We're going to go live on the internet right now. Stand by. Very good, very good. Now, before I move on, I want to make sure that you can see my screen. You should see plantofreedom.info. You see the URL up there, and you should see Origin LGNS overview video. If you can see that, type A2 in the chat box, please. Very good, very good. So again, this is a website you can go to do your due diligence. There's a ton of information here, links, and all kinds of things. First thing you're going to notice is a complete project overview video. It's about 50 minutes long. We're not going to take that long on this call today, but if you want more details, you can feel free to go here and watch that video. You can also see the company white paper here. You click here, it'll take you right there. But the thing that means the most to me, having worked online with multiple projects, I've seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The thing that meant the most to me is that I wanted a project that was real, that was long-term, and that was verifiable. One of the things you're going to see here is that Origin has officially passed audits by two global authoritative bodies, completing the full chain contract audit, which was done by a company called Certec, and the treasury contracts where the money is held, that audit has been done by Armors. So this platform has had multiple audits, ladies and gentlemen, to verify that everything is real. This allows you and I to be able to sleep at night. If you've been in a situation where someone has run off with your money, those type of things, we don't worry about that here, ladies and gentlemen. We sleep very well every single night. Now, the other thing I want to show you here, we're going to go to a website called Dex Tools. This is a decentralized exchange where you can see a lot of the details of this project live on the internet. So when we go to Dex Tools or click on this link here, it's going to take us, first of all, to the first project that I mentioned to you. It's called Olympus. This development team is very seasoned, ladies and gentlemen. They created a prime project called Olympus Ohm, and that was over 4 years ago. You can see that project is still running right now. The current value of that coin is over $22. But that project was built on the Ethereum blockchain. You can see it right here. Now, if you know anything about crypto, you know Bitcoin is number one, most popular crypto in the world. Ethereum is number two. But the Ethereum blockchain has some drawbacks. The fees are very high and the transactions are relatively slow. And so when that was noticed, the development team went back to the drawing board to create a better protocol. And that takes us to where we are right now. And that is Longinus LGNS. Let my screen pull up for us. There we go. Excellent, excellent. So this is Longinus LGNS, and you can see the coin has increased in value significantly over the last week or so. But you can see the current value right now is just about $11. You see $10.97. And of course, the value of the coin is going to fluctuate as people buy and sell, as all cryptocurrencies do. So that is very common. I want you to see that this project is built on the Polygon blockchain, which is extremely fast, and the transactions are very small, pennies of 1 cent, 2 cents, right? So a perfect protocol on network to build something like this on. You can also see all the numbers. So we are live on the internet right now. These are live numbers. The liquidity for this platform is over $328 million. The market cap is over $3 billion. Look at the number of holders on wallets that are connected to this protocol, ladies and gentlemen. Over 1.23 million wallets representing individuals all around the world. And this project has been running successfully since March 6, 2024, over 18 months ago. All right. So now I'm going to go a little further. When you go back to Plan to Freedom, you come down here, you can see the contract address. One of the things that's interesting about cryptocurrency is that a lot of things are transparent. You can see the numbers when you go to this contract address. So this is how you know that everything we're showing you is real. But we're going to go to a specific website that verifies smart contracts, and that's called Avi AI. When you click on this, it's going to take us to another page right here where we can take a deeper dive into this contract. So I want you to see here, first thing, you're going to notice a lot of green checks. And we know green is good. That means go, right? So check this out. The contract is renounced. It's renounced. Coins cannot be minted. The contract is open source. Anyone can see all the details concerning the contract. The owners or the developers cannot tamper with the balance. They can't touch the money, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to see here, admin privileges have been abandoned. They can't go in here and change the contract. This contract literally belongs to the world. The owners, the developers, cannot take back ownership. So this belongs to the world just like Bitcoin belongs to the world. It'll be around as long as the internet exists. So extremely, extremely powerful verifications here. But let's go a little further. Let's go ahead and go right into the contract and let's look at some real numbers. So now, this is a staking protocol. When you make a deposit here, that money is used to shore up the ecosystem. You become a partner with this network. And as a result of you making that deposit and staking here, you earn rewards. Okay? So I want you to see here, the current staked amount in this specific account we're looking at is 103.795 LGNS. So we know the current value of LGNS is about $11. So if I put my cursor on this little I right here, we can see that this account has $1,142. So go ahead and write that down. $1,142, because we're going to talk about the power of compound interest and what $1,100 could potentially do for you and your family in this platform. But let's go down and look at a few things. I want you to see the net reward yield. What is this? This is the compounding rate, and I want you to look at this number today, ladies and gentlemen. It is 0.2636. 0.2636. Let me enlarge this just a little bit because I need for you to see this. This rate has been going up for the last several weeks, ladies and gentlemen. It is phenomenal. So what does this mean? You will earn 0.2636 every 8 hours. What does that mean? You're going to earn more 8 hours from now than you're earning right now because it's compounding on itself. In other words, what you earn tomorrow is more than what you earn today. What you earn the day after tomorrow is more than what you earn tomorrow. This compounds 3 times a day. That is life-changing. I want you to see something. Now, actually, I was reading the wrong number. I'm supposed to be reading the net reward yields. Excuse me, guys. I want you to take a look at the net reward yield. It is 0.2540. All right. And this compounds at this rate 3 times a day. As I mentioned earlier, what you earn tomorrow is more than what you earn today. What you earn the day after tomorrow is more than what you earn tomorrow. And you can also see the 5-day rate. That's 3.8791%. This is phenomenal, and these numbers are absolutely life-changing. But what I'm going to do right now, we're going to copy the number of LGNS that's in this platform that's being staked right now in this account. And we're going to come down here and we're going to put it inside of the calculator. All right, so here is our calculator. And we're just going to take a look at some numbers. So suppose you had about $1,142 staked in this platform. What could that do for you, let's say, in just 7 days? So you can see that 103 LGNS could grow to 109 LGNS. Now, I need to mention to you that everything we're showing you here is for entertainment and educational purposes. This is not a guarantee of earnings. You need to understand that these numbers can fluctuate. We're dealing with the market that fluctuates. The value of the coin goes up and down, and the yield or the reward rate goes up and down. So this is just to give you an example of what the potential could be, right? All right, so you can see that $1,142 has grown to over $1,255 in just 7 days. All right, so your money is growing in this example. What would happen over 1 month? All right, you can see that at $1,142, ladies and gentlemen, has grown to $1,435. All right, so that's about a $300 gain in 1 month from that $1,100. All right, that's pretty powerful. What could you do with an extra $300 a month? Now, what about 6 months? What can happen with that $1,142? I want you to see here, that's over $4,400, all right? $4,495 in 6 months, right? That's almost a fourfold gain. And what about 1 year? $1,142 in 1 year in this example, based on these numbers, could potentially grow to over $18,000. All right, pull out your calculator, crunch the numbers on that. I don't know anywhere else where you're able to do this. And here's the thing, you've got access to your money at all times. You can withdraw all of it or a part of it. It'll be in your wallet in seconds. There's only a 5% withdrawal fee. All right. In addition to that, you can always add more, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look at a few numbers here. Okay. So what is the minimum deposit that a person could make here in order to participate and to stake in this platform? It would be $125. If you divide that by 11, the current value of the coin, that would be 11.36 LGNS, right? 11.36 LGNS. So that's $125. I want you to see here. If you put it here and just let it compound and didn't touch it, in 1 year, that $125 could grow to over $2,011. That's pretty phenomenal. You don't have to go in, you don't have to click on anything, you don't have to talk to anyone, and you have access to this money at any time should you have an emergency and you need some money, you can get it. There's only a 5% withdrawal fee. All right, so very powerful. That would be a really good Christmas fund, wouldn't it? But let's go a little further. Let's say that you started with $500, right? We would take 500 divided by the current value of the coin, which is about $11. That would be 45.45 LGNS. I want you to see that $500 in this staking protocol at this compounding rate and at the current value of the coin, that could potentially grow to over $8,000. We're talking about $500, ladies and gentlemen. What could an extra $8,000 do for you and your family? All right, let's go a little further. What about $1,000? So that would be double. That would be 90.9 LGNS. I want you to see here. That's over $16,000. That's about almost a 16-fold gain. That means your money doubled 16 times within 1 year. All right, it's extremely powerful. But let's talk about some real money. What about $5,000, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do, that would be 554.5 LGNS. $5,000 in this staking protocol based on these numbers, that's over $80,000. You could pay off some serious debt with that. All right. But let's look at a six-figure number because maybe you've got some big goals that you want to accomplish right now and you want to be in a position to at least have a good shot at it, right? So that would be $10,000. That's 909 LGNS. And I want you to see here, ladies and gentlemen, that's 160K if you just let it sit here and compound on its own based on these numbers. Again, these numbers for entertainment and educational purposes, they are not a guarantee of earnings because these numbers can fluctuate and they will fluctuate because the value of the coin is going to fluctuate and the compounding rate is going to fluctuate. But wouldn't you love to have the opportunity to participate in something that has this kind of potential? This is what we're talking about. But let's go a little further. Let's just say you want to put yourself in a position where you want to generate some income for yourself month after month after month. Could you do that in this platform? Absolutely. That is called eating off the table. All right. Let me explain to you what I mean. So we know that this right here, this is $10,000, right? All you're doing is taking 10,000 divided by 11. You're going to come up with 909 LGNS because $11 is the current value of the coin. Hopefully you're with me. In just 7 days, this $10,000 would grow to over $10,554 in just 7 days. All right, that 909 coins would grow to 958 coins. So how much have you earned? $554. You just set yourself up for a weekly income of $554 a week without talking to anyone, without selling anything, without trading, simply by becoming partners of this staking protocol when you make that deposit and you stake your coins. All right. That's pretty phenomenal. What could an extra $500 a week do for you and your family? All right. Of course, in a month's time, let's look at a month's time. All right. You started with 10,000, right? So that's $2,572. What could an extra $2,500 do for you and your family without you having to work a second job, without you having to cut grass, without you having to sell anything, without you even having to talk to anybody? All right. This is the potential because here's the thing. You could continue to withdraw this $2,500. Of course, the number is going to vary every single month without ever touching your initial deposit because it's producing for you over and over again. This is the power of compound interest. Everybody should be earning it rather than paying it. Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? This is the potential. This is why there are so many people involved in this platform. And there are a lot of ways that you can approach this. When you go to that website, you see some examples of some other ways that you can approach this. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But let's go a little further. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint now, and I want to show you just a few more things. All right. All right. So you should see Origin in red right now. I'm back on my PowerPoint. If you can see that big red logo, type a 3 in the chat box. Type a 3 in the chat box. Okay, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. So here's the thing you need to understand about Origin. It's not just about staking. Staking is the entryway. That's the front door, you might say. But the great thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, this gets better and better. We're really excited because this platform is the entrance to an entire ecosystem. All right. So let me break this down because this is really, really powerful. One of the things that you can do here, should you decide to share this with others, you can create some life-changing income, ladies and gentlemen. Why wouldn't you want to share this with others? Once you find something that is real and that is good, it only makes sense to share that good news, but that's entirely optional. You don't have to do that at all. This SpiderWeb reward bonus system will enable you to refer an unlimited number of people direct to yourself, and you can qualify to earn rewards going down 15 levels. And this is phenomenal, life-changing income. We've got a compensation video in that plan to freedom.info you can watch that breaks it down. And then if you are a team builder and you build teams of 3 that have $50,000 worth of volume, this income can also be life-changing because you're going to earn a greater percentage of the entire volume of your entire team. Again, we've got a video that breaks this down. This is something that you absolutely want to look into because this can be life-changing for you and your family. All right. In addition to that, this platform pays out millions of dollars every single week through a reward pool. When you contribute to this platform at least 101 DAI, which is equivalent to $101, you automatically go into a free drawing. There are hourly drawings, weekly drawings, and monthly drawings. You're looking at the weekly drawing right here. That's over $2.3 million. That's randomly paid out to over 30 people every single week. They've been doing this from the very beginning, ladies and gentlemen. They have paid out millions and millions of dollars simply for you participating in this platform. But let's talk about what's coming. So here's the thing. Privacy in today's world is extremely limited. Listen, they can see where you're going. They can track you down. They can tell you where you have been. They can tell you what you said on social media, what you text on your phone. Are you with me? They might even be listening to our conversations, guys. Privacy is at a premium. But what about privacy when it comes to your money? Wouldn't it be great if you could have privacy when it came to your money? Now, early on in crypto, people thought that when you dealt with cryptocurrency, that it was private. Only thing we found out that it's not private at all. They can see the account where the wallet, where the money came from. They can see the history of your entire wallet. They can see how much money you sent, and they can see who you sent it to. There's no privacy there at all. But someone went back to the drawing board and they created the technology to create a privacy coin. The number one privacy coin in the world is called Monero. It's about number 30, maybe number 35 most popular cryptocurrency in the world out of over 20,000 cryptocurrencies. So people want privacy when it comes to their money. Now, here's the thing. The Monero coin, the price of the coin fluctuates according to market demand. It fluctuates up and down like most cryptocurrencies. But suppose you had a privacy coin that was stable. It stayed at $1 per coin. That means when you went to pay a bill, the people would get exactly what you wanted them to get rather than less because the value of the coin dropped. Well, Origin is releasing the world's first privacy stable coin. It is called A. And we are so excited. We are close to doing that right now. But here's the thing you need to understand. The LGNS token, that's the gas for the A currency stable coin. The LGNS is the gas for the A stable coin. So as the A stable coin is adopted around the world, what do you think that that could potentially do to the price of the LGNS? All right. So you can do the math on that one, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a very good partnership between these two cryptocurrencies. And also, there's a privacy payment system coming out called the A payment system as well. Those things are right around the corner. We are right on the precipice of those being released. And then in phase 3, Origin will be releasing its own decentralized exchange, which is going to produce a ton of revenues, those fees, when people swap money back and forth. And then also they'll be releasing a decentralized banking protocol where you can loan out your cryptocurrency, earn money, and take loans against it. And that's just the beginning of it. There's more coming out. There's real world assets and some other things coming out that we'll talk about on another call. So listen, here is our call schedule. We're back regularly. The summer is over now, so we're back on our regular schedule every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so we take the time out. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just want to become a good inviter. Plantofreedom.com is how you get to this webinar. Plantofreedom.info is how you get to the information page. So listen, let's make the most of this time. Use this to help a ton of people, and let's grow this community even bigger. So listen, I want to thank you for taking the time to being on this call tonight. Perhaps this information has been inspiring, eye-opening, and educational for you. If you like what you heard, what do you want to do? Contact the person who invited you on a call. Listen, they'll answer any questions that were not covered during this overview. They will break it down for you, and they will literally take the time, walk you through the process to show you how to onboard on this platform, and they won't even charge you a dime for doing it. All right. So you're absolutely in the right place, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, we really appreciate you taking the time out to be with us today. I just want to take a quick look to see who we have on the call. And I think on the next call, we'll bring some guest speakers out to share some additional thoughts with everybody. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us tonight. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Make it a great evening. I like to close with this. The best way to predict the future is to create it. So let's do just that, and let's do it together. Good night, everyone.